Ladies and gentlemen, it is the We Are Youth Morning Crew. I am George Daigle. She is the Lioness, and we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Another scandaloso has arisen in the music industry. Now, we just got over auntie and uncle having a feud with their fans on Twitter, and they've broken up a tour. Now, our nephew and niece are having some issues in the public. Y'all already talking about it, so we're going to talk about it too. Why don't you bring everybody up to speed, Lioness?
Well, there are some artists, some young artists, and all of you may not know their names. One of them you may know more than the other, and her name is Suki Hana.
Mm-hmm.
Suki Hana is known for her sexual prowess and her lyrics that are heavily sexualized, and her lifestyle, which she promotes, which is very sexual. However, she went through an incident that I think a lot of people will agree was kind of disgusting. So, the name of the gentleman and that bothered her in this moment, his name is YK Osiris. And it says that YK Osiris believed that he had the right to grab Suki Hana and plant an unwanted kiss her lips. And for that, the internet is letting him have it, accusing the singer of sexual assault. The whole thing went down over the weekend at the Crew League event in ATL. Suki sitting at the host table when Osiris comes up behind her and starts to rub her bare shoulders. Suki appears uncomfortable, but then YK ramps it up, grabbing her face and attempting to kiss her. Suki successfully avoids the first attempt, but then does it again. But then he does it again as she yells out, this time planting one directly on her lips. After the incident, YK seemed oblivious to how awkward the whole thing looked and laughed it off, apparently thinking what he did was funny. Suki Hana appeared stunned as YK walked away, but later tweeted, I drink to hide that I'm very sensitive. I feel more than the average person. I stopped drinking yesterday, but today I've been crying all day. I ask God to strengthen me and use me to help others and to order my steps in his word. I just want to go away for a while. Now, sources familiar with what went down tell us Suki Hana doesn't even know YK, and they don't even have any sort of relationship. We're told Suki did not want to make a big scene when it happened and tried to stay professional, but the whole thing is disturbing to her. Now, I believe this YK Osiris gentleman has made his own statements, and I know she has made her rebuttal statements. There are YouTubes on both sides. But what do you think about the idea that people are saying this woman is overreacting? She puts this out there as her lifestyle. But I think if you see the clip, the video, I think it will really drill home to you. I know before we got on, George and I were exhaustively looking, and we found a clip of the video, and George was able to watch it. So, George, right now, your reaction. What is your thought?
Yeah, that was very awkward and very overbearing, very very predatory. It was assault. You could clearly see that she did not want it. She was ducking her head down behind the other guy sitting next to her. Sure, she was laughing because we're in public, you know, that nervous laughter that you do, like, come on, I can't believe you're doing this, you know, that kind of thing. I think that people have also used the license to paint Suki Hana in a certain way. Sure, she's sexually positive about her exploits. She talks about it. That's okay. But no means no, no matter what your character or what you base her life on. You know what I mean? When she says
yes,
no.
And no one seeing that could ever believe that she was trying to say yes.
Yes. Now, YK Osiris has issued a public apology. He says he wants to publicly offer his sincerest apology to Suki Hana in an attempt to be playful. I misread the moment and violated Suki Hana's boundaries. I understand the importance of consent, and I am embarrassed by my behavior. I take full responsibility and have made multiple attempts to apologize. I have the utmost admiration for Suki Hana, and it was never my intention to disrespect her. But here's the thing, and this young man, Meek Mill, has also come to his defense and said, you know, this is a good guy. Please don't paint him in this picture. That's not who he is, so forth and so on. But this also paints a picture for toxic masculinity, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
People say it's overused. But here's a young man that thought it was okay when a woman moves away and says no vocally, makes it known that she does not want your advances, and then you forcibly do it again. This is the
And y'all, I want y'all to know he grabbed her neck and throat.
I mean, grabbed her. She could not get away. She could not move away at that point. So this is a true example of how women are violated in a way that it's inexplicable, because if you when you see it happen, it's like, shit, that really happened. And I can see how women can be in a place like, that really happened. You know what I mean? You're shocked and amazed,
Yes.
and you can't believe it happened. What did I do to deserve that? That whole kind of thing. So I can understand how she's, processing this right now and has been crying all day, because she's probably saying, what did I do to deserve that? Why did he think that was okay? You know what I mean? Lioness, I'll let you have the final thoughts on this.
I want to say this. Suki Hana, you are in my thoughts. I don't give a damn what you do in your life, how you
Right.
navigate. You deserve the right to be able to, because that man was not even on the panel with you. He came up on stage, massaged you to make a moment because he thought him kissing Suki Hana would help him more than his actual career would. Okay? Because I don't know who the hell he was. Okay? So I said that to say, Suki, keep rising high. Don't let this break you. But also be mindful of your circle and the people you have around you, because there's a way in which I also feel, I know you weren't the only one there by yourself, and those other men around you also did not react in a way that I would want my people that I'm here with to react with a man that's not supposed to be on stage grabbing me.
No one can. The two men on either. I'm so glad you brought that up. Two men, one on either side of her. Neither of them, when she first said no, neither of those men said, hey, back up, bruh. She said no. Neither one of them. They all laughed too. Again, I don't want to beat these men up because I don't know them. But right in that moment, this is another example of not protecting our Black women.
I agree.
Prime moment. He even walked over to the other gentleman who saw it happen and laughed on his side. There was no abrasiveness. There was no, Suki Hana.
It was no, y'all, you wrong, bro. You shouldn't have done that. Like, nobody was saying anything to him. And to be honest, if she did not say anything, and I think that's why she said, I drink because I'm sensitive. Because what she's actually telling you is that part of what you're seeing, part of the image y'all see, is a mask.
Yes.
For someone that is deeply in pain.
Yes.
And who probably has been assaulted more times than not. Let me say this really fast as a woman. The most scary thing that ever happened to me was going to a sexual assault training, believe it or not, and actually realizing what sexual assault was. Because if you have not been through a training where someone explains to you the nuance of sexual assault, as a woman, I had not realized how many times I had been sexually assaulted, because I don't consider those moments sexual assault, because I was told that those moments are just guys being guys. I did not know until I was an adult exactly the parameters on how many actions and behaviors that violate your personal boundaries for sexual purposes are sexual assault. And so I caution that, because I don't think I say that because I don't think that that's something that's taught in schools. I think we need to do better about teaching our men about sexual assault.
Yes.
We're good about making women sit through a class on how to avoid getting raped. But what about having a conversation with men about not being a toxic predator, and about meaning no, and about understanding what exactly sexual assault is? Because if I'm at the club and I'm walking past you and you try to put your hand up my dress, that's sexual assault. You may not know that, but that's exactly what that is. A lot of these men don't realize a lot of the ways in which they've been socialized, that they can smack a girl's ass, grab her, pull her, grab a woman as she's walking past you and pull her into you and force her into a hug. All of these things that men do playfully to women are sexual assault. And I think we need to be more honest and articulate about it, because I feel like we're missing that. And what he went through, what YK Osiris, supposedly this good guy, is going through, is a culture of toxic masculinity that makes him believe that was okay.
Yes. And thank heavens, and I'm saying this lightly, ladies and gentlemen, thank heavens it was in public. Because what if she was in a room along with this young man and she was saying no? How much further would it have gone? You know what I mean?
Well, yes. And then if there was no one else in the room, could she even tell this story now?
Right.
And with people.
Right. How many times has this happened to a woman in private and she's telling the truth and no one believed her? My God, today.
And this is what we mean. So there's some people that say, there's no way Bill Cosby could have sexually assaulted all those people. There's no way Harvey Weinstein could have sexually assaulted all those people. There's no way. Now, I grant it. Maybe every single individual case we can't prove. But what we can say is that now that we have a greater understanding, you see how quickly it is for a man to overstep a boundary and to go so far past a boundary that he traumatizes a woman. And he still thought it was funny. That's what the scary part was. At no point, beginning, before, during, and after, did it dawn on him that it was bad until the media and the internet backlash hit him, and then she made her statement.
Right.
So that's a lot. Because let me tell you, even if he really felt like he did something wrong and he was a quote unquote good guy, after he kissed her, before there was ever any backlash, he would have said, oh shit, I look back at the clip of this of myself, and before y'all say anything, what the heck was I thinking?
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. But no. He sat on that thing and was quiet and let it really, really rock. And I hate all these toxic ass men that are coming to defend him as if there's nothing about Suki Hana that's worthy of protection. And
Right.
that's the problem, Black men. If we don't fit neatly in your neat box of what you think an appropriate spouse is, then it's almost like we're expendable.
Yes.
If you don't want to marry me, then I'm not worth it to you. And that's a problem because your mothers, your sisters, and everyone else in this life are navigating in the same toxic world. And so can you imagine what's happening to your mom and sister if you're thinking like that about women?
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it goes deep. You can watch the clip on this YouTube entry that we will have posted, and we'd love to know what you think. I know you're talking about it.
Suki Hana, shout out to you. We love you.
We're praying for every woman who's been sexually assaulted in this moment, especially at this moment, Suki Hana. We've got more sizzling subjects and trending topics on the way. It's George. It's the Lioness. Good morning.
Download the WERUradio app.
Turn it up loud.
Use the shout out feature to talk directly to your favorite station. It's available on your app store. Search WERUradio, one word, today.